They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. Just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new pair of bellows.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right. Shalom, Israel. You live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer Woolman coming to y'all live from Memphis, Tennessee. It's a special Saturday edition, you know what I'm saying, of the Angry Perspective, man. I wanted to go live this evening to do a review of the Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson debate that aired live yesterday, Friday, on Candace Owens' YouTube channel. The reason why I felt like this debate needed to be addressed is because it is a glaring example for all so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians to bear witness to the damage and the detriment that integration has done to our people. You know what I'm saying? The title of this class is going to be Pleading Our Oppressors' Cause, which is exactly what Candace Owens did in this debate yesterday concerning the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2026, there's nothing more important than for God to show some people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is. You know what I'm saying? And so when we have these classes, when we do these breakdowns, our purpose is to, go into the Bible and show our people, you know what I'm saying, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Most High put inside of the Bible for us to be able to come back to being the people He called us to be and reclaim our righteous place on the earth as kings, priests, princesses, and daughters of Zion. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have events transpiring in the world like the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, which occurred last year, you got things going on like what's happening with our brothers and sisters being rounded up by ICE and deported back to the island of Haiti, deported back to Central and South America. When you have things transpiring like, the demonization of Black people in this country, you know what I'm saying? We are living in a time where the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community needs all of the leaders, all of the people who are capable of speaking up concerning our plight and concerning the things that are befalling us, and to speak against our oppressor on behalf of our people. But the job of integration, the job of the civil rights movement was to take those brothers and sisters out of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community and bring them over to the side of our oppressors. You understand? The most horrible thing that happened to Black people in the last 70 years, 100 years in this country was integration. Because the aim of integration was to take the knowledgeable, intelligent, articulate Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people and to separate them from their nation and to cause them to join into the culture and assimilate into the society of our oppressor. And that's what we've seen take place over the last 60 years when it comes to Black people. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of our people that's been accepted by our oppressor, schooled by our oppressor, trained by our oppressor, and loved by our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? To where they don't identify themselves as being Black. They don't identify themselves as being one of us. They identify more with their oppressor and their oppressor's plight than they identify with themselves. Such is the case of Candace Owens, of people like Brandon Tatum. You see these Black people who go, on social media, who have these large platforms, and their voice that they're speaking up, the voice they're using is to speak for our oppressor. It's not to speak for us. You know what I'm saying? And watch Candace Owens do this debate yesterday against Andrew Wilson and to go, super hard for Charlie Kirk. And to take time to have, 1.4 million live viewers to discuss with some ignorant devil whether or not there's enough evidence to decide that, Tyler Robinson is guilty of unaliving Charlie Kirk or not is a gross misuse of Candace Owens' platform and her status. But that's what happens when our people sell out. That's what happens when our people get brought over to the side of the oppressor. And I don't want to take this live to beat down Candace Owens, because the sister did an amazing job in the debate. The sister did an amazing job of showing the vitriol and the anger of white men when it comes to them being outmatched intellectually, when it comes to them being outwitted and outsmarted when it comes to a debate. What Candace Owens put on full display for everybody to see yesterday with that Andrew Wilson is that the nature of our oppressor is one of, bloodthirst, is one of, wanting to unalive you and fight you and tear your head off if they didn't have to, seem to be, humane. This Andrew Wilson cat is an evil, disgusting devil, and we're gonna get into it, man. I got clips. I'm gonna show some of the clips from the debate and highlight some of the things that transpired in this debate with Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens. But first, I want to go into some of these scriptures. We're going to start off all the time with these breakdowns. I like to start off with the Bible. Go in the Bible to show you what the scripture says about God's people, about the warnings that God gave us about, joining ourselves to our oppressors, about not obeying him and not serving him. And the consequences of us disobeying the Bible is the reason why we're in the condition that we're in today. The reason why we have to watch Candace Owens argue and fight about somebody unaliving Charlie Kirk while she's silent about ICE. She's silent about the demonization of our people in the media. She's silent about the injustices that this government has committed against us. It's absolutely something that the Lord prophesied would happen to us if we did not obey him and if we joined ourselves with our oppressors. So I'm going to get into some of it now. All right, I'm start off with this is Exodus chapter 34, verse 8. All right, this is Exodus chapter 34, verse 8. Okay, bear with me. I don't know why the camera just went out. That is unacceptable. Y'all bear with me. Hold up. Okay. I still don't understand why the camera went out. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. All right. While I'm trying to get that camera up, let's go ahead and get Exodus chapter 34, verse 8. It says, and Moses made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshipped. And he said, if now I have found grace in thy sight, O Lord, let my Lord, I pray thee, go among us, for it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thine inheritance. Meaning Moses pleaded with the Lord. I know these people are ignorant. I know these people are stiff-necked. I know they hard-headed. They're going to break your rules, but please take us and have us for your inheritance. Everybody understands? Let's keep reading. This is Exodus chapter 34, verse 10. It says, and he said, behold, I will make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among which thou art shall see the work of the Lord. For it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Meaning the Lord warned Moses that I'm going to take this people and I'm going to do an amazing thing with them that everybody in the earth is going to be able to recognize and be able to acknowledge is the power of the Most High. And if you look at where we are today as a people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you see how, destroyed we are. You see how, divided we are. You see how loyal we are to our oppressors and how hard we'll fight for things that have no benefit to us at all. It is absolutely something that can only be explained with the Bible. You look at the dedication and the love and the loyalty that are people who have been enslaved, the people who have been, disenfranchised, the people who have been conquered and ripped from their culture, their history, their heritage, the level of dedication that God's people have to their oppressors is something that can only be explained by the Bible. That's why I'm reading to you what the Lord said he was going to do with this people in the Bible. Everybody understands. No one on the earth can explain to you and understand why it is that Blacks in America are so loyal and so dedicated to their oppressors when their oppressors have done nothing but be cruel to them, be evil to them. It can only be explained by God in the Bible. Everybody understands. So let me keep reading. This is Exodus chapter 34, verse 11. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite and the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. Meaning what the Most High said, man, be careful making deals with these people among whom you're going to be living. Because if you make yourself covenant with them, they are going to be a snare in the midst of you. And right now, for the last 60 years, a snare in the midst of God's people has been our oppressor. The love of our oppressor, the joining of our oppressor, wanting to be included in their, movements and their events. Watching Candace Owens argue with this devil, Andrew Wilson, about what happened to Charlie Kirk and who's guilty and who's innocent reminded me of the way Black women were used for the cause of feminism in the 1970s and the 1960s. The same way that Candace Owens was standing and pleading for the plight of, Charlie Kirk and wanting to know the truth and condemning, France and Israel and Turning Point USA and calling out all these people, why couldn't she have that same care, that same zeal, that same love for speaking to the causes of our people, for speaking about the evil that's happening to God's people in this place? It's because making a covenant with our oppressors has made us a snare. They have been a snare to us, meaning a trap. Candace Owens is caught in a trap of building up our oppressor, of pleading for our oppressor's cause while ignoring the cause and the plight of her people in this country. And it is a horrible thing, a shameful thing to watch transpire, but it is something that the Lord warned us about nonetheless. Everybody understands. So let's drop that. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 2, and this is verse 11. It's Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 11. Then I'm going to start getting into the whole debate and some of these clips and showing you the evil, of our oppressor, right? So this is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Have the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit." Meaning what? You look at the East Indians. Have they changed their gods to worship something that doesn't benefit them? No. You look at the Chinese, the Asians, over the years, they've been Buddhists going all the way back to year 2000 BC. Have they changed their gods? Have they changed the things that they worship to benefit themselves? No, they have not. But God's people have changed the thing that gave them glory into something that could not profit them. Meaning what? The gifts and the abilities and the skills that God has given us. We have used them for things that can't profit us. Candace Owens has a gift from the Most High to be able to debate and have intelligence and to be able to make a fool of somebody. And she's using it for something that cannot benefit her people. It's the same with LeBron James bouncing the basketball, using his height and his speed and his athleticism, his ability to make money, and it not benefiting his people at all. There's a lot of things going on in this society that is causing God's people to not benefit themselves. Sure, we can make money for our oppressors. We can make all types of deals for them and cause their businesses to flourish and grow. But when it comes to us having our own and doing something for our own, our skills and our abilities aren't benefiting us. And this is something that God warned us about. This is something that God pleaded with us about not falling into the trap of. Everybody understands? Let's keep reading. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Most High. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." Meaning what? We discarded the Most High. We do not want to hear the truth that the Most High calls us to be holy, which is to be separate. We don't want to hear the truth that the Most High doesn't want us, having interracial marriages with our oppressor. We don't want to hear that the Most High doesn't want us voting, doesn't want us participating in our oppressor's political system. Why? Because we want to do the things that feel good. We want to be included in what everybody else is doing. And so we've gotten rid of the fountain of living water, which is God. And now we have a broken cup with holes all in it that we pour water into. But by the time we go to drink it, there's nothing for us to swallow. And that's what's going on right now with Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people in this country. We are trying to drink from a broken cup, trying to love our oppressors, trying to appease them and satisfy them, trying to please them, and we get nothing as a reward. Candace Owens did this debate with Andrew Wilson, and Candace Owens, she won $300,000 because of the debate. But what good is this debate going to do for Black people? What good is the debate going to do for us gathering together and serving the Most High and coming back to being the people he called us to be? Not a damn thing, when that's the primary issue that we're facing right now. Not whether or not Tyler Robinson was the one that unalived Charlie Kirk. You understand? So these things that we are experiencing and these things that we are witnessing are definitely, prophecies being fulfilled in the Bible. The Lord is using these public examples of his people, our people, pleading the cause for things that have no benefit for us. It's the same way that Brandon Tatum is using this platform to plead for the friends, quote unquote, of Nolan Wells to be acquitted, but not pleading the cause of finding out who actually unalived Nolan Wells. Like, what good is it that you doing using all of this internet clout that you have, all of this, reach with your platforms to plead the cause of something that doesn't benefit your people? Finally, in Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14, the Bible says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? You understand? Is Brandon Tatum a homeborn slave? Is Candace Owens a homeborn slave? You understand? Are they servants to their oppressors? Why are they spoiled? We have become servants. Some of us have become homeborn slaves, and we are spoiled because we have joined our oppressor. We are spoiled because we have, made a covenant with our enemies, with the people that seek to destroy us. And it is a horrible, horrible thing to have to bear witness to. Everybody understands. So again, for those who may not be, keen on what it is that I'm talking about or what I'm breaking down, there was a what's the word I'm looking for? Man, I'm drawing a blank. There was a debate yesterday between Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens. You can see them both on the screen right here. And Candace Owens is on the left, Andrew Wilson is on the right. Their debate was whether or not there was sufficient evidence provided by the Utah State Attorney General's office to bring Tyler Robinson to trial for the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens very publicly has been on her platform saying since the day Charlie Kirk got shot that the official story from the government didn't make sense. The official story from the government didn't make sense. There was a lot of, conversations about the type of gun that was used, about the wound that Charlie suffered. The day after Charlie Kirk was unalived, they completely dug up all the pavement at the place where he was shot and repaved it in a weekend. There was evidence that was, taken away from the scene that was never given to the investigators. There's a lot of shady stuff that took place after the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. And Candace Owens has been using her platform to say there's a lot of fishy stuff going on. The government should be investigating things that they're not investigating. Well, then you have people who are on the other side saying, man, this cat unalived Charlie Kirk. He needs to be brought to justice. We need to hear what the courts are saying. We need to see what the case is against this guy. We shouldn't jump to conclusions and make assumptions that there's another explanation other than the official one that the government has given us. Well, this Andrew Wilson cat went on Joe Rogan's show about a week ago. And on Joe Rogan's show, he's talking about how these conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk being unalived are so silly and so stupid. He said he was willing to pay $300,000 to anybody that would debate him about the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. He said he had $300,000 to anybody that would debate him about whether or not the evidence against Tyler Robinson was overwhelming. So on one side, you have Candace Owens who's saying the evidence that was presented by the state is not overwhelming. It leaves a lot of room for questions. This guy is saying there's no way you can question the evidence that the government has. It's overwhelming. He put up $300,000. Candace Owens took the bet. So this debate for $300,000 is whether or not this man can prove that the government's evidence is enough to say for sure this Tyler Robinson guy did it. And before I start to show y'all the clips of how horribly Candace Owens peeled this guy's cap back in this debate, I want to show you some clips of him from previous debates to show you the kind of character this guy got. Now, this same guy did a debate with a young lady on another platform, and the debate was touching on morality and how he claims to be somebody that believes in the Bible and follows God, but the girl he's debating is somebody who is, somebody that's progressive. So she believes in LGBTQ. She believes in as a woman's right to choose and things like that. But the woman in the middle of the debate touches a sensitive spot for this Andrew Wilson cat by bringing up his wife. Andrew Wilson's wife has 3 children from a previous marriage. And in a lot of Andrew Wilson's conversation, he talks about women being promiscuous, women having children out of wedlock is a horrible thing. He talks about men should get with women who don't have children and things like that. So when this girl brings up his wife, let's take a look at the reaction that Andrew Wilson gives her when his wife is brought up. Everybody understands. So let me go ahead and pull it right quick. This is the character of Andrew Wilson being on display. Again, this is a clip from a debate that he had with another young lady, in which the young lady brings out, some things about his wife that you're going to see Andrew Wilson doesn't really appreciate. All right. But I want to show this just to give you an insight into the character of this guy that Candace Owens is debating. All right. Slide this over a little bit, pull that up, drop that out. Boom. All right, I'm gonna play it now.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say? Dyke?
Your wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to
Do the women that you try
show
to
your hatred against?
the women
they,
that you try
convince
to
them that they shouldn't?
Charlie, did I
pursue
bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
that
Did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
fucking
your
stupid.
family being stupid, Charlie?
could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you
That's
try to sell people on
crazy.
are
How is
bullshit
my
because you are
live
not a
being
traditional man.
flagged for hate
Let's go through
speech?
it.
You are not a traditional
Let's
man.
go
Who
through it,
flagged
Chuck.
my
Tell me
live,
what I'm doing,
bro?
which is immoral.
What you're doing, which is immoral.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that
double
you
B,
have
right?
been complicit in.
So again, this is Andrew Wilson, who Candace Owens is debating. He's having a debate. Somebody brings up his wife having 2 children from a previous marriage. He's incapable of handling it. He's incapable of remaining professional and responding, with a, why would you bring that up? Why are you questioning me? He goes directly into insults. You understand?
Fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
your wife with the 3 baby.
What did I just say?
Your
Dyke?
wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to
Do the
Called
women
it
that you
ditch licking. You understand? So this is the cat that Candace Owens is going into a debate with. This is the cat that Candace Owens is about to sit down and have a contentious discussion about the Charlie Kirk case with. I want everybody, as I go to play these clips, to remember that the debate is about whether or not the evidence presented in this case is overwhelming to show that Tyler Robinson was guilty of doing anything. And okay, you have to know that this man hates the idea that he's debating a woman, and he further hates the idea that he's debating a black woman. And so his attitude, the entire interview, the entire debate is like, I'm not going to respect her. I'm not going to respect her opinion. I'm not going to respect her answers. I'm not going to respect her questions. Through much of this debate, he tries to dominate the conversation. Candace Owens displays, and a keen professionalism and a little bit testedness when it comes to debating, because she doesn't allow any of the ploys that he tries to use to trigger her to get under her skin. She calls it out, says what it is clearly, and then proceeds with, making her point. And I feel like I needed to say that before I go to start showing y'all these clips, because all over the internet now, everybody is talking about how horribly this guy was exposed and how horrible the debate was. But as I go to start playing these clips, I want you all to understand that Candace Owens is sticking to the point of the debate. The point of the debate was the evidence that the state showed overwhelming to show that Tyler Robinson was the shooter of Charlie Kirk. And this guy's premise he bet $300,000 that he could come on this debate and prove that the evidence the government presented is substantial. So here's this first clip where Candace begins to break down what he calls the overwhelming evidence, and you're going to immediately see him begin to backtrack and just blatantly lie about what he said. And it's going to make him look stupid and embarrass him, and also show that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Everybody understands. Let me go ahead and swip these right quick. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start to play on it, and we're going to be able to start to see, you know, how embarrassing this thing got with this devil being, you know, checked by this black woman over this controversy.
It was the car, and it was definitely the staircase photos, and it was when the trial was going on.
Okay, she has it. Perfect. If you got, Skylar has it. If you want to pull it up so we can see it.
Somebody said, so give me the clear evidence right here. I want you to provide it right here. All I heard from the investigator was, we believe this to be Tyler Robinson. Is belief something you go as a fact? You wrote the car pulling in. That's a totally blurry image. Robinson getting out of it. You have no idea if that's Tyler Robinson. The fact that he is seen 4 other times on camera, the fact being just a standard white boy with brown hair was seen walking up staircase. The DNA on the roof, we should discuss that. And on the screwdriver that he left behind, it's overwhelming, man.
Yeah, but that's not an exhaustive list.
Well, just so we're clear, you did tweet it.
But it's not an exhaustive.
Yeah,
well,
but just
you
5
said
seconds ago, you should concede.
You said I only said this one thing and said that was overwhelming, actually.
That's not what I said.
It is. You could even
Patrick,
pull your own
did I
clip.
say that?
Can you fact check if that was said or not? I did not hear her say
So the
this.
thing that's funny here is, like, we still aren't getting to any of these inferences. So
Why are you pivoting?
so
but
that-
just say
well,
you
I'm
were
not.
wrong.
I'm
It's cool
gonna-
to just say I was wrong. I did say it.
I'm not wrong. So back to the tweet aspect here. It was really funny. That's not an exhaustive list of why I find it
I didn't say it was exhaustive. I just said you said it.
And on top of it, well, no, you didn't. You said that I only said this one thing, and then said based on that it's over. Well, I didn't. You didn't mention that I mentioned the screwdriver, DNA, all these other things. You never mentioned any of that. So no, you're actually incorrect there. But on top of that, moving over to the actual evidence itself.
Are you?
Yes, I'm okay. Anyway, back to the evidence
if you're
itself.
okay.
Yes,
Actually, I'm glad you're asserting that you're
But
okay.
back-
I wasn't worried about your health. I'm just
but
saying
back
that
to
I just
this.
said you tweeted this. You said no, I didn't. We got a fact check, and now you're like just gonna gaslight me and pretend that I
There's
said
no gaslighting.
It wasn't exhaustive. I never said that. I just said you did
There's
say this.
zero gaslighting.
I didn't say you couldn't have said more,
Yeah.
but I would like to address what
I mean,
you
this
said
is
in
your
that tweet.
time. If this is how you want to spend it interrogating my position, you can do it that way.
I'm just addressing what you asserted on your Twitter was like the hard evidence that convinced you was overwhelming. That's literally
That's
your debate
not what
claim.
you said. That's not actually, in fact, what happened in that exchange.
So you look at this devil with his legs shaking. He's angry and he's nervous and he's being shamed because he just said out of his. We started the clip off with her saying, "You said A, B, C, D, and E was the overwhelming evidence." Then once she gets her fact checkers to pull up the clip from his Twitter of him saying A, B, C, D, E is the evidence, he says, that ain't what I said. You just made that up. You're mischaracterizing what I said. And she's saying, no, that's literally what you just said. And he's trying to backtrack and change the subject when an honorable person would just say, okay, you're right. That is what I said was the evidence. And so what? The reason why he can't accept that he just got caught by her on what he said is because everything he said was evidence is not evidence. The video does not show Tyler Robinson on the roof. The still shots of the people walking in the staircase that they said was Tyler Robinson, they're blurry video, blurry pictures. You can't tell that that's Tyler Robinson. The vehicle pulling up, you can't tell if that was his car. He said something about DNA on the screwdriver. Magically, the cop who went on the roof to recover the screwdriver, the cop's camera chest cam cut off, so they couldn't get the footage of him actually recovering the screwdriver. Like, none of the evidence that this cat said was the overwhelming evidence is actually overwhelming evidence. And rather than him just saying, well, you got me there, you know, I thought it was a little bit more, he's being contentious and trying to say that she's lying when she's not lying. She just made you look stupid. And rather than accepting that he's being made to look stupid because he's the devil, he's got to stand in his pride and in his arrogance and try to make it seem as though she did something wrong. I'm going to read Psalms chapter 10, verse 7. Psalms chapter 10, verse 7 says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. This is our oppressor. This is Andrew Wilson. Just a liar, a devil. When we say our oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of, what we mean, when we say that, the word devil means deceiver or liar. And there is no greater deceiver or liar on the earth than the oppressor over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in America today. Andrew Wilson is a devil. And it took a black woman in Candace Owens to show the earth that Andrew Wilson is a devil. You understand? Let me drop that. Let's get to some of these other clips. This one right here is another one. Let me see something. Because I think this goes to the same thing that we just covered. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's okay. We got that one. That was the first clip. Okay, this is the second clip. So again, this debate is about whether or not the evidence is enough to show that Tyler Robinson is responsible for the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, right? This man who's debating whether or not this evidence is enough to say that somebody is responsible for unaliving Charlie Kirk is found in this clip to not have even understood what the charges were. Candace Owens is going to ask him, what were the charges against Tyler Robinson, since you said there's overwhelming evidence to say that he's guilty? What were the charges that he's guilty of? Let's watch this clip.
He's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
He doesn't even, this is like.
Name all 7.
And I
Can you
think
name all 7?
I can't.
Then
now, here's the evil of this devil. She asked him, just name one of the counts against Tyler Robinson, because I don't believe you're really invested in this case. I don't believe you really care about who unalived Charlie Kirk. I really think you're just here on behalf of Turning Point USA to be a spokesman to try to make me look bad or to try to tear apart, what I am saying is my thoughts about who may have been behind Charlie Kirk being unalived. But you don't really care about Charlie Kirk or who actually unalived him. So to prove that, she asked him, what were the charges against Charlie? Don't you know that this man did not have an answer? He could not name one of the charges that was against Charlie Kirk. Now, because he was embarrassed, because he was shamed, he's challenging Candace Owens to now name all 7 of the counts against Charlie Kirk. The devil couldn't name one, but he's requiring this black woman to name 7. That is that's the uphill battle that black people have been having to face with this oppressor in our entire time being in this land. A white man can't name one charge in the case, but this black woman needs to be able to name all 7. Why is the bar for her set so high when the bar for him that was super low, he couldn't even cross it? And it's a shame that Candace Owens, being a brilliant black woman, has to suffer this in the name of a devil. First of all, if Candace Owens was a sister with a brother, no brother would let his woman be put in this position when she got to defend herself against some devil. Candace Owens shouldn't even never been there. Candace Owens should be, in the background, supporting her man or letting her brother go out there and battle this devil while she's in the back, giving all the information, giving all the answers, giving all the support, having prepared for the debate. But for her to have to be out there doing the debate and she's 7 months pregnant against an evil, disgusting devil like Andrew Wilson, it's a goddamn shame, man. It's a travesty of how far we've fallen. But for the gifts and the tools that Candace Owens possesses as an intelligent, smart black woman to be used for the betterment of pleading the cause of who unalived Charlie Kirk is a shame. This gift and this skill that Candace Owens has should be used for the betterment of her people, for advancing the cause of her people. But because of how far we've fallen in this society, because of how much of a evil integration has been against us, sisters like Candace Owens' gifts are used to better our oppressors. They're used for the enemy rather than being used for our people. But this devil could not cross the bar of naming one of the counts against Tyler Robinson. But he's requiring this black woman to give all 7. And watch how Candace Owens handles it.
Sure, you don't have to
Do it. No, do it. I'll count them. Go ahead.
You don't
Name
have to
'em.
put your fingers up. I
Okay,
can do
hang on.
that.
Name them.
Yeah, sure.
Name them.
The first charge is aggravated murder because that's what carries
Okay.
a death sentence
So
in the
murder.
state of Utah. No,
Next.
that's not. That is literally not murder.
Okay.
And so
Next.
just for people, no, don't. I don't have to do it in a time limit. There's nothing going on. And just to explain to people the difference of why that really matters and shows that he doesn't actually care about this at all is because aggravated murder, it's narrowly defined,
Just
and because
avoiding
it
the
carries
question.
a death sentence. I'm going to answer the question.
Okay,
You're
I'm
just going to
waiting.
recognize that your strategy of thinking that people are intimidated when you try to put a time constraint doesn't work, and you'll be better the next time you debate
I got
someone.
it. I got it. Give me the other ones.
The more you cut me off, the longer I'll take. Do you want to just wait for me to finish of why that's a big difference so that
No,
people
I just
don't walk
want you
away?
to list the charges.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. You just don't get to pretend that there's a time constraint for me to do that.
Well, how long does it take you to list 7 charges?
Because I'm speaking. You just got to.
It sounds like you're just delaying it because you don't know them.
I know all 7 of them,
Then
and I'm
tell
going to
me
say
them.
again because you're going to get embarrassed. You don't have to rush this. I'm also showing an example of a very flawed debate strategy. I
Okay,
actually
well,
am
I
under
got
no
one.
time constraint.
I got one.
Great. The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering. And the
And what's
final,
the specific charges, though?
that is them. Obstruction of justice,
Both of
obstruction
those-
of justice, witness tampering, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being
No,
charged
no,
with
no.
it.
Just the charges and then 7?
Yeah, see, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
The last charge is violence in front of a minor.
Okay, got it. So then he's being charged with murder. You just say aggravated murder. That's the distinction. You just want to.
It's a massive. It's
Got
like
it.
you cannot
Massive.
say murder versus aggravated
Massive
murder.
distinction.
This gets to the entire crux of why him being up for the death sentence. And I actually find the defense's filing about why this is not aggravated to be very compelling of why it's not aggravated murder. I actually think that if the state was going to even try to pull this off, they should have charged him with just murder. And then I do also, again, want to stress to audiences that debate strategy of thinking that you have to speak faster or somebody puts your hand up and they try to pretend like it's some sport. I think he thinks it's a blood sport. It's not. It's about being right and being principled when you're engaging. And you can make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but at least be genuine in pretending that you care about this case enough to know one of the 7 charges that are up against Tyler Robinson when you say the evidence is overwhelming that he's guilty. If you would like to move to final statements, I'm fine. I want to make sure Andrew has had the time that he has requested.
I think your team would like.
Now, so she just clowned him. She asked him to name one. He could not name one charge. He sets the bar higher for her and asks her to name all 7 charges. She names all 7 charges. After she names all 7 charges, her team in the back pulls them up on the screen for everybody to be able to see. So now everybody's able to see that the 7 charges that she just lifted were correct. This devil could not provide one charge. Rather than just accept that he was outclassed and outwitted and outsmarted and outdebated by this black woman, this devil doubles down and accuses Candace Owens of cheating. In his mind, it's impossible that this black woman is this smart, this intelligent, has this much of a grasp on the topic of controversy. He thinks he's going to embarrass her by questioning if somebody sent her a text message and asked her to ask that question. And now she's going to offer her phone to the moderator to prove to this devil, I don't have to cheat. I just am smarter than you. I just know what I'm talking about, and I care about this more than you. And it's a double shame on the devil who's doubling down on trying to, prove that this black woman can't be intelligent and can't be smart and can't beat him in a debate.
to pull up the 7 charges that he just asked you about. If
Sure.
you guys want to put
Rated murder, felony, and
No,
count 7.
violent
I said offense in the presence of a
in front of
minor.
a child.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I said.
5-6, tampering witness, 3rd-degree felony. Now, I did notice something I just was curious about. If I'm just wondering. When you pulled out your phone just before you asked that question, did somebody by chance text you that question?
You can check my phone.
I'm just curious.
No, you can absolutely not. I have not had one communication with a single person, not even my producers who are in there this whole time we were here. You want to check my phone? I'm happy to do it because you're just going to get double embarrassed. Where's my phone?
Double
You wanna see it?
embarrassed.
I'm just
You can.
curious. Yeah.
You can literally do that. Here you go. PBD, you're the moderator. Take
This
it.
devil had the
See if
nerve to
anyone was
question if
texted
she
at all
was
during
cheating.
this debate.
If somebody sent her a message to
About
ask him
the
in the
violent
debate,
charges or anything.
or if somebody texted her what the answers were
I'm looking
to
for
what
this.
the
You give me
charges
permission.
You
was
I'm
have
in the
looking
full
at
case,
it. I'm not
permission
she
to
gonna
could
go
do
not
through my
give an
phone.
answer.
I don't need to
So
cheat.
the last one has nothing to do with it. It's just a compliment.
I haven't even read my text messages.
That's
so
a compliment.
He's reading them.
You're okay. You'll give me permission. I'm
Yes.
just going to read 3 of them
Yes.
to 1132 because after that, I don't need to read it.
And you know their texts. Could have been Telegram. Could have been something.
All
like
I
that.
have is Signal. You can check
He
that.
say, "How do you know it's text? It could have been,
I only
you
have
know,
Signal.
Telegram."
Telegram I used in Russia, and that was it. I downloaded it for
I'll
Russia.
take your word for it.
Yeah, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all
Again,
7.
this Andrew Wilson devil is a evil devil. And again, the standard that the white man was required to cross was to just list one of the charges. He said murder. He was incorrect. The charge that the first count against Tyler Robinson and the unaliving of Charlie Kirk is aggravated murder, which is different. It carries the death penalty in Utah State. So the devil didn't even know what the first charge was. Then he aggressively challenges Candace Owens to name all 7. And when she names all 7, he questions her. Well, did you act? You got to. I saw you look at your phone. Did somebody send you a text message with the answers or to tell you to ask that question? She says, "No, I ain't got to get nobody to text my phone. I know exactly what's going on in this case because I care. You don't." Meaning, in essence, Candace Owens, in a professional way, was saying, "You're the devil, and you're faking and pretending. I ain't got to fake and pretend." And it's a shame that Candace Owens' gift for debating and arguing and intelligence is being wasted on Charlie Kirk, being wasted on, did Tyler Robinson do it? Where's all the rest of the people that care about Charlie Kirk? Where's all the rest of Charlie Kirk's friends and co-workers and people that cared about him? Why is it that this black woman in 2026 is the champion of the cause of who unalived Charlie Kirk? When this black woman could be the champion of a cause for her people. She could be the champion of a cause that benefits her people. How the hell does who unalived Charlie Kirk benefit black people? It doesn't. It benefits Candace Owens, though. It benefits her husband. It benefits those white children that she gave birth to. But it does not benefit our community, which is the problem, which is what God warned us against in the Bible, that our gifts and our talents would be taken and would be given to our enemies. And that's what we argue against every day on the streets in the ISUPK. Since 1969, under Commander General Yohana, we have been pleading with God's people to come back to your people. Come back to using your gifts and your talents and your skills to benefit your people, to serving your God, or else it just goes to waste for your oppressor. It goes to waste for the enemies of our people. It is, it was such a great thing to witness and a sad thing at the same time. It's like watching somebody, I watched Jalen Brunson win the NBA championship for the New York Knicks. And it's great, man, to see them triumph and overcome, and they win the trophy and they win the game. And then you watch them kiss the damn metal trophy and cry and hug it and kiss it. And it's like, damn, like your whole life, all you did, everything, all the hard work for a goddamn trophy that you don't even get to keep. All the breaking your ACLs and tearing your ligaments and, dislocated this and that, all for a goddamn Lombardi trophy that you don't even get. The damn players go and win the championship and the owner gets to hold the damn thing first. He gets to keep it in his vault, in his championship case. The players don't even get it. Watching Candace Owens fight and debate and shame this devil all over Charlie Kirk is a horrible thing, because what could have been? What if this black woman was able to take her gifts and her skills and use it for her people. Black woman, you have to stop letting yourselves be gamed up by your oppressors to champion their causes. I look at the landscape today, all of the black women championing the cause of feminism and championing the cause of, Planned Parenthood and abortion. And it's a horrible, evil thing because those things do not benefit your community. I watch black women get in the government. What's that sister name down there in Texas? Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is another one. Man, sister speaks so well, you know what I'm saying? Intelligent and articulate. And she down there at the Capitol fighting against white male patriarchy for what, Jasmine Crockett? What is it going to benefit your people to be down there fighting to be in the damn Capitol with them? It's a shame that all of the gifted and the talented and the smart and the intelligent and articulate among our people get gobbled up by our oppressor. And I blame the Christian church. I blame Martin Luther King. I blame the civil rights movement for teaching us that it was better to join and integrate into our oppressor society than to stand and fight to establish our own. You understand? I'll show you another clip, man. It's the last clip from this debate where Candace Owens absolutely embarrassed and shamed the hell out of this devil. Let me see what else we got. Okay, I got the first one, got the second one. I want to see towards the end where this devil get to shaking his leg. Get some clips out where she talking to him, she checking him, and he's shaking his leg. I mean, it was an embarrassingly ugly thing that Candace Owens did to this cat in this debate. I think I'm just gonna play I don't know if it's the closing remarks or what it was, but it was ugly for this cat. Like, it got bad in this debate. The way she was tearing into him, it was ugly for him. You understand? The way she was just shaming him and just checking him left and right. It was bad. It was bad. See if I can get to some of this leg shaking. Let me see something. Let me see. Play this one right here for y'all.
Moving in the air has to go somewhere. It doesn't have a choice.
I think you're totally BSing right now, man.
Not only am I not BSing, I'm telling you the truth. If a bullet is moving in air has to move out of way of bullet.
But maybe not at the bottom of a shirt here. I don't know. I disagree with that. I'd like to say for the record,
look at that leg
I've
shaking.
watched some of you do these sorts of things where you assert something with a lot of confidence, and
you can fact check it. Fact check if bullets displace air.
Not about whether it displaced air. It's where it dispersed the air. Underneath his shirt here.
It's not underneath the shirt.
But bullets this big, and you're telling me it's going to hit his neck.
Candace,
and then
it's not underneath
beneath
the
his
shirt.
The
it
shirt
starts
puffs.
up here, and the collar's moving, and then you see the wave here as he's moving backwards.
No.
Yeah.
That's not true.
It's not.
And we obviously can't show that clip. I disagree with you.
Okay, I understand you can't show it for TOS purposes.
Exactly.
That's fine.
I disagree with you. People can go watch and make up their own minds. We don't need to debate it. Whether or not that was the first thing I said was, why is his shirt moving first? That didn't make sense to me. It almost looks just like this. It goes across. His necklace breaks first before Charlie even reacts. If you watch it in slow, his necklace breaks first, which I thought was very odd. And then you see a puff here, and then the next thing you know, there's the entry wound.
Look, I'm a mute it. I'm a mute it. I want y'all to just watch this leg shake as I read this scripture here. This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 21 says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." Like, this devil is trying to remain professional. He's trying to remain civil, but it's boiling in him that this black woman is picking him apart in this debate. It's boiling his blood that this black woman is embarrassing and shaming him. And he has the look of a devil that wishes he could do violence, wishes that there was some other way he could express his frustration rather than just sit there and take shit off of this black woman. And salute to Candace Owens, man, for standing in there and for dealing with this devil and for exposing him in a way that lets the earth see that these devils do not have intelligence. They're not knowledgeable. They're not smarter than us. They can't out-debate us. They can't outwit us when it comes to words, when it comes to logic, when it comes to critical thinking. A lot of these devils just listen to whoever's going to benefit them. And right now, whoever's going to benefit them is whoever's paying them. And this devil was paid by Turning Point USA to embarrass himself and come on this platform and allow this black woman to walk him down and embarrass him in front of everybody. And he's going to regret it. You understand? For a long, long time to come. But this cat hates this woman. Let the video go back and let the video speak.
if not the same type of explosive that was used inside the pagers, that would have been used inside of this road mic.
I think that you should, since you love debating, you should debate someone like John Bray, who's worked on that theory for 11 months, and ask those sorts of questions of how a shaped charge would work. I presented the evidence of what was in the car, and I also, at that episode that you're clipping, said John Bray has done an unbelievable amount of work on this, and I think he has debated a ton of people, actually, regarding this topic. So that's the route that I would send you on. For the purposes
that's
of my,
fine.
yeah,
That's fair.
for the purposes of my show, I do believe, to answer your question, that it is a hypothetical. I mean, that it is a theory that should be thoroughly explored.
There's two clips your team wants to show. One of them is the Rob O'Neill clip, since we're on it. So if you guys are ready in the back before we go to ad break, if you want to pull it up, this is a good time to do so.
And good to see General Holt.
You too.
A lot of things bothers me about this. Nothing in particular. It's not like I'm out there saying big lie or a conspiracy or someone did it. I'm just saying I've been in a lot of shootings. I've killed more than a handful of people, and this thing looked shady off the bat. I mean, I've killed people closer than I saw the camera, and I've never seen a shirt move like that. That looks like an explosion to me. Just the fact that no one started doing first aid to Charlie Kirk, they were more concerned about getting SIM cards out of cameras, removing cameras, and then getting him off the X somehow. There didn't seem a lot of concern for his life. It seemed like just clean it up. And then, I mean, I've been told they paved it over a couple days later. And then you get Erica Kirk behind all the razzle dazzle, and she's really quick to forgive the alleged shooter, which technically says that was him because I forgive him, but then she can't forgive Candace Owens for having an opinion or asking questions. And they mock people by saying, oh, I'm just asking questions. Yeah, I'm a SEAL Team 6 sniper. I'm asking a lot of questions. No one wants to answer them.
And you're able to ask.
He's actually said very.
Now, again, the questions that's being raised about who unalived Charlie Kirk are very reasonable questions. Everything that man just listed is reasonable to be investigated. They say that he was shot, but it looked like an explosion. They sent a damn cement crew in to tear down and repave the crime scene. There was people that was taking SIM cards out of cameras rather than attending to Charlie Kirk's bleeding body right there on the scene. There was evidence the cops recovered that was never turned into the investigators. And then when it came time for them to make a presentation in front of the Utah courts, they didn't have any good information. They didn't have any clear pictures of Tyler Robinson. They didn't have any evidence that placed Tyler Robinson at the scene. The gun that they found had other people's fingerprints that was more prevalent on the weapon than Tyler Robinson's. Gun specialists have said the type of gun that Charlie Kirk was shot with couldn't have been the kind of gun they said the Tyler Robinson cat had. Now, I don't care who unalived Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was unalived by the Lord. The Lord made sure Charlie Kirk caught whatever was coming to him. But for these people that love him and care about him and want to debate and argue and find out what's going on, at least know what the case is before you come trying to debate somebody. Candace Owens was well prepared. She understood the subject matter. She stuck to what the topic was of the debate. Andrew Wilson was embarrassed and shamed and shown just how little his level of intelligence is. And he was angered that he had to be shamed and embarrassed by this black woman. He thought that because she was black, because he was white, he was going to get on there and he was going to embarrass her, that he was going to shame her. He thought that he was going to be able to outwit and outsmart and passively aggressively dismiss her. And Candace Owens showed the capacity for greatness that black women have, the capacity to articulate themselves, to remain professional, to be able to take the fire. You understand? And it was an amazing thing to see this black woman showing this white man how much of a devil he was. At the same time, it was a shame that a black woman is standing there fighting with the devil over the cause of another devil who was unalive. Black people in 2026, we gotta free the Candace Owens. You understand? We got to try to free the future Brandon Tatums by teaching them the truth, by showing them what God said about taking our talents and our gifts and giving them to those of another nation. It is a shame to watch this sister, 7 months pregnant with a devil's baby in her belly, use her gifts and her talents to go and plead the cause of our oppressors when she should be pleading the cause of God's people, or supporting and loving a black man that is pleading the cause of God's people. This is my last scripture, and I'm gonna get ready to clip it. This is Romans chapter 10, verse 2. It says, "For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge." The way that Candace Owens is standing for the truth and wants to get to the bottom line of what happened to Charlie Kirk, it's a beautiful thing to see somebody care so much about something and stand for it zealously. The problem is Candace Owens' zeal is not according to the knowledge of God. This gift that the Lord has given her of intelligence and smarts and dedication, that gift should be better utilized serving her people, waking her nation up, bringing her people back to the Most High. Instead, it's 7 months pregnant, sitting on the couch arguing with some devil about who unalived Charlie Kirk. You understand? I'm going to keep reading. This is Romans 10 and 3. "For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of the Most High." You understand? Candace Owens to be the pioneer of the Who Unalived Charlie Kirk movement when there's much greater issues at hand facing God's people shows that Candace Owens is going about to establish her own righteousness to make herself appear to be pure and loving and caring in front of devils who could care less about her because of her black skin. Trying to appeal to devils who could care less about her because, you know, she's one of us. She hates the fact that she's one of us so much that she chose one of them to marry. She's given birth to their children, and all of her gifts and all of her talents and all of her money, all of her wealth, all of her ability to acquire wealth is going to benefit our oppressor. And it is a horrible thing. This is the example for all of our people to see that integrating and assimilating to our oppressor's culture is the reason why we destroy it. It's the reason why, you know, these women that go and join our oppressor, they cannot benefit our community. They cannot benefit, you know, our people. And it's a shame. It's a shame that an intelligent sister like Candace Owens has sold out and joined our oppressor. And now we have to watch her be a champion for someone else's cause when she was much better suited and much better served pleading the cause for God's people. You understand? With that, man, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, man. Since 1969, the Israelite School of UPK has been teaching so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2026, there's nothing more important than for God's people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on this earth. With that being said, man, I appreciate y'all brothers for tapping in with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make some clips and put them out. I want y'all to please, man, like, share, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, Angry Black Man Media, you know what I'm saying, ISUPK, 1 West online for Facebook, ISUPK Memphis on Facebook and YouTube, ISUPK Mississippi on Facebook and YouTube, Captain Soccer War, man, Chief Sock G, y'all tap in with me. I'll see y'all.